The chair recognizes Mr. Leach to speak in favor of the bill.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, I don't want to belabor the point, but I do want to take a second and tell you why I am not just voting yes on this bill, but proudly supporting this bill. There's been some misinformation that's been sent around this morning, and including a letter that was placed on your desk. And for those members who might be new to the chamber, you should always be wary when any group leaves a letter on your desk but doesn't testify against a bill in committee. And I believe that group and those groups, as much as I respect them today, are misled themselves on the bill. I am a strong supporter of the death penalty. I believe that in Texas, we need the death penalty and should utilize the death penalty in the most heinous cases. But I am, as a supporter of the death penalty, against executing people who at the time of the offense had a severe mental illness. And that is well-established constitutional law, and other states are passing this law, and it's time for Texas to do the same. We should not, especially as pro-life conservatives, execute people who did not have the requisite mens rea at the time of the offense. Period. We can't do that. And for those of you who might believe that we can and should do that, if you're in the business or if you're interested in saving taxpayer dollars, this bill will save the state of Texas millions of taxpayer dollars every year. Because whether you know it or not right now, the state of Texas is litigating these matters on nearly every single death penalty case, every single one of them. The reason that we have some death row inmates who are sitting in solitary confinement for 23 and a half hours a day for, in many cases, 10, 20, 30, 40 years is because these issues are being tied up in our courts. Good lawyers on both sides are fighting these out, and the state of Texas, through our Attorney General's office, is being forced to show up to spend hundreds of millions of our taxpayer dollars fighting these issues. And what this bill does, all it does, is it requires this determination to be moved, if the defendant so chooses, from the end of the trial to the beginning of the trial. That's it. This decision can be made at the beginning of the trial can proceed, and if it was determined that the defendant who committed the offense had the requisite mens rea at the time of the offense, then that defendant can be executed by the state. If not, then they can't, but they could still get life in prison without parole. I believe this is a good bill that law and order, death penalties supporting Republicans and Democrats should proudly vote for. And I think I hope that you'll put all the misinformation aside and cast your yes vote for this bill today.